This is one of the drawing a blanket what kind of grape this is. Oh, this is a muscadine cowwort, and we put it in the ground just a couple days ago, and it's growing like crazy. Now these tomatoes are looking fantastic. I put these tomatoes in the exact same time as I put these tomatoes. Now the difference is we built this and we used existing dirt. The chard, if we can see the chard, is just exploding. And so I'm going to pick some chard this weekend as well because the chard looks fantastic. And the chives are just going bananas, as well as my mint. And even these collard greens are doing fantastic. So we've got a lot of things going on really well, but these tomatoes, I just planted this new one to replace the Kellogg's Breakfast, because the Kellogg Breakfast tomato plant just looks tough. I don't think it's going to make it. And all those little bitty sprouts, that's all a Malabar spinach. And so I'm going to cup those like these and probably just give them away. I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to sell those or not. But these are fantastic looking tomatoes. And this is compost from that compost bin. It's nice and rich and thick, and it's got all kinds of really good... now it's been breaking down for a good while. And I can see some volunteer Malabar spinach coming up, and I've saved enough, so I'm just going to pull those up. And the thing is this is just chock full of seeds. Now I don't know if I can, see that little shiny blue, gold, I don't know, aqua blue shiny stuff? I'm going to have to take that in to see what that is, because I really don't have a clue. But the grapes are doing really good. That's the other muscadine. So it's growing so fast, I need to get the side on. This is the rest of the roof, and we're going to have all of this put together by tomorrow. These are our new beds. I'm going to plant these out today. So these will be planted out. And I got this idea from YouTube. And I'm going to actually hang a cattle panel between these two. And I'm just going to hang them down and probably maybe use some of these green posts to keep it from swaying back and forth. And that way it'll be trellised pretty well, and then we can grow some shorter type of plants on either end. The dino kale and the lettuce is just blowing up down there, and we'll probably clear that out this weekend and plant tomatoes out over there. And this bed will have trees in it, and I'm hoping Brad likes where I placed it, because I gave myself a little bit of room, because the other ones are right up against the fence, and I was under the I was just thinking that maybe giving a little bit of room on all four sides would be beneficial for the end product, and we'll see how that goes over. And when this is all done and said, we're going to have to reorganize and refill all. Well, I'm going to keep 4 of the bins full, and that way we can rotate once a month as far as the compost. because all I can see is just mega healthy growth on these tomatoes, and so I want to keep these bins completely full of leaves so they can compost down. And the chives and the chard and the pineapple thyme just going gangbusters. So it's all the same soil, so I'm not sure why those tomatoes are struggling. This Malabar spinach is just, apparently it can grow in anything because it's going strong. And I potted some dino kale, and I don't know if we can get any of these. There's a glare, so I'm just going to kind of point as best I can to some of the bunches of grapes, but they're everywhere. At the end, all over. I bet we have 100 clusters of grape, if not more. So we're going to try to pull them over and vine them out over this way, so we can have this entire pergola full of grapevines. That's the plan. But I mean, just look at this cluster. I mean, right there in that little grouping, 1, 2, 3, at least 4 clusters, and then they're just everywhere, which is super exciting. And we need to get these that are up on top somehow trained over here, because there's a lot of new growth clearly, and I want to maximize that growth. Now we're going to have 4 guys tomorrow, so with all 4 of us, I can see, I don't know if it's going to come up, but I can see some big large clusters hanging down over the greenhouse. So I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do it. We're going to have to be very careful with it and go from there. But you can see that everything over here is doing really well. And again, I'm going to harvest a lot of this stuff. Those are sugar snaps that are starting to actually show up. But this kale is looking really good and healthy, and I'm just going to have to clear out some of the, clear out most of this stuff because I want to replant tomatoes, so we have all the tomatoes in. And that's a Bronze Star. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Get out of my shadow. It's a Bronze Star, and this is Butter Crunch. But the kale looks really good, and it took forever to germinate. Then it stayed about 1 inch tall forever, and now it grows, I don't know, 3 to 6 inches every single week. So, and then we got some cabbages, some other plants that I'm not even sure what they are. So, but I think I'm gonna. Oh, we got a little lizard chomping down on something on that cabbage. I don't know if we can see that in the shot. And he just slithered off somewhere. But I'm not sure what these plants are. So a lot of these plants are going to be pulled, and I'm going to replace them with peppers. So I want to have a whole lot of peppers, bells and other types of peppers. So we still have a lot of work to do. I'll have 2 more guys tomorrow, and then Brad will be in after church. So we should have a really good go at getting all of this planted out. Definitely want to get the trees planted this weekend, both in this corner and the next corner. And I'm going to finish up with a nice pan of the tomatoes. That is just beyond exciting. Beyond exciting.